This is about a VTuber who got doxxed, which, if you guys don't know, doxing is where somebody's private information is leaked without their consent. This has happened to a lot of VTubers. Unfortunately, it's happened again. This is about Irina Kumai. I hope I'm saying their name right. They tweeted, "They doxed me. I'm tired of being scared. My doxers are Larisal, the Dragon Master, and Zartaro. I wrote this to warn VTubers about these individuals, and I recommend blocking and banning them from your communities. Please be safe." So here is a massive doc. This is 31 pages, so let's go over this. They state, "I am Irina Kumai. I've been studying for almost 3 years. On October of 2023, they were forced to graduate due to a difficult situation they didn't want to talk about, and now they're back and tired of being afraid that in any moment my personal information might get leaked." Irina states that this is a warning to ban and block these people and to not harass, as you don't want to get in trouble. I don't want any backlash to fall to Irina, so if these doxers receive backlash, they might retaliate against Irina as a result, which is not something we want. So there are 3 main culprits, and they have doxed Irina and other VTubers, including Gargura, and they admitted to it in their public Discord server wiki. So the first person is the Dragon Master, and here is all of their socials. This is their alt, Seraph Michael the Serath. The second person is Zartaro, so here are their socials, and allegedly they name change. So the final person is Larisal, and Irina states this one I'm not so sure because it was never confirmed, but before everything happened, he confirmed he was the only one working at the store I got doxed from. Okay, well, context clues. If he was the only one working there, timeline of events, somewhere during the summer of 2022, Dragon and his friends are Portuguese VTubers, which are rare, so they happened to find Irina's channel. Irina opened up mod apps, Dragon and Zataro applied, and Irina accepted them. Then there have been attempts to get Irina into their server, which Irina refused. There's been attempts to try to get a meetup with Irina at a Portuguese anime convention, which were also refused. So here's a screenshot. Zataro is asking, by the way, has Irina changed her mind about a meetup? Irina says no meetup, and Zataro says rip, but I respect it. Oh, wait, this is sus, guys. On January of 2023, I held a donathon to fund my 2.0 model and a new CPU for my computer. Once I got the funds, Dragon and Zataro recommended I talk to their friend Larisal, who works for a famous PC company in Portugal, which I will not name. I went and asked for a CPU rack. This part might be on me because it's incredibly naive to give my information to a store a viewer works at. But my mods vouched for it, and I decided to trust all of them. It was a mistake. I bought the CPU from the store. All was well until it wasn't. On May 2nd of 2023, Dragon DM'd me to warn me that my docs came out a while back. He sent me a now deleted picture containing my full real name, my full address, and zip code, and some other things. From that point on, I knew it was dumb, even though Dragon lied to me and blamed another known VTuber doxer, saying he posted it on a 4chan Discord server. He lied, but I knew, and I felt extremely scared. From that point on, I stopped considering them mods or friends. I didn't know these guys after all, and didn't know what they could do with my information. I live with my sisters who are minors and was extremely scared for their safety too. Irina states, I started panicking and didn't know what to do, so I did something I shouldn't have. They acted like everything was normal, pretended the person in the docs wasn't them, and kept pretending to be their oblivious friend. Here are some screenshots with proof, and it's a little bit difficult because some of this is set in Portuguese and some is written in English, but translations were added. So the next problem they faced was Zataro, their other mod. He was more friendly and was way more active in my community, which I was grateful for. However, certain conversations with him creeped me out after I found out what they did to me. Asking about the doxing information. Zataro's like, has anyone ever found out or have you told somebody? Irina says, I haven't ever told anyone. Dragon sent a screenshot of someone doxing me, but the dox was wrong, but don't ask for it. I'm kind of scared you guys go tease the doxer. Wait, this is weird. Irina states, at least wait for Irina to move out to go find my dog's info. I think Irina is referring to themselves in the third person here, stating, wait for me, themselves, to move out to find the info. Zataro states, I wouldn't share it with anyone though. Why would a mod do that? What the hell? Why would you even go out of your way to try to find Irina's dox info? Like, whether it's true or not, why would you go out of your way to find it? If I knew one of my friends were doxed, I'm not gonna go and look for it. This is so weird. Zataro states, actually just shut up. Don't slip more things. Irina says, wow, telling a woman to shut up. Zataro says, you're slipping too much stuff. That makes me curious. I'm a curious boy. Bro really thinks he's Sherlock Holmes for real. Is Zataro referring to the fact that because Irina keeps talking about the docs, which is something that Zataro brought up, then Zataro is getting more inclined to go search for her private info? That's how I'm reading this. Maybe there's like other context I'm missing, but this sounds weird to me. Zatara says, if it makes you trust me more, I can send you my address or full name. First off, that's weird. Like, Irina clearly doesn't want you to know her info, and I'm pretty sure Irina doesn't want to know your info either. So why are you volunteering your name, your address, etc.? Secondly, there's a difference between a streamer's info being doxed and a mod's info being released, right? If a mod were to get doxed, that still sucks equally. But there is more danger, I would say, with the streamer's information getting doxed than a mod, because the streamer has potential to have a whole bunch of weird fanboys or fangirls or whatever who want to go come find them. It's less likely for that to happen regarding a mod, so it's not the same necessarily. Irina also writes, please remember what he said here about thinking of it, referring to looking up Irina's info as a funny game. This will be relevant later. Irina says they kept pretending to be fine, and then in July, Dragon asked to resign as mod. He said verbatim that he'd disappear from my life and proceeded to block Irina. So this is interesting. In the DMs, Dragon Master says, thank you for resigning mostly because I don't think I deserve to be mod and rather just let somebody else handle it than stay AFK. So Dragon Master is stating that he went to 4chan to make Irina popular. But was it Irina's Doxer also on 4chan too, or in a 4chan Discord? Interesting. There's some coincidences here. And then here's proof that Irina got blocked because Irina's messages weren't sending. And then here are their DMs with Zataro, but I'm gonna read the transcript because I don't understand Portuguese. They rarely talked, and later Irina found out that Zataro looked for extra information on Irina on their university site, obtaining their full name and social security number. Hold up. First off, that is extremely weird from Zataro's part. But secondly, I don't know how schools work in Portugal, but your social security number shouldn't just be on like a school university website. Like, we have huge issues with the school if somebody can go there, look up your name, and then find your social security number as a result. Yeah, it should not be that easy. So that's what I'm confused. I'm not blaming Irina at all. I'm like sussed out about this school. Why is it so easy to access this from a university site? So Irina says their mental health started getting worse, and due to the fear of their information being leaked, they graduated, and they really regret it. So first, on September 30th, 2024, they warned their tier 3 subs and their mods they're gonna graduate. After so many months of lies, Zataro finally got the courage to admit everything, and Irina tried to act friendly to obtain info, even pretending that they could accept a meetup at the next Portuguese anime con. But they got so angry they couldn't fake it anymore and ended up sending a pathetic message and blocking everyone involved. Irina says they know they're wrong to send that message and they regret it. Irina says that she resents that it took him months to admit it, and only when Irina warned everyone she was graduating was when they thought she was gone for good and they could get rid of me did they decide to admit it. So here are some screenshots of the DMs, the second screenshot, third screenshot, fourth screenshot, fifth one, sixth one, seventh one, eighth and ninth one. Here we have all of the DMs. I mean, you guys can kind of like pause it to read it. I'm gonna go instead read the transcript because again, half these messages are set in Portuguese. So here we have the transcription, which starts on September 30th, 2023. Zataro says, how is it gonna be? And also, when you graduate, I have something to tell you. Zataro says, it's regarding your real identity. Are you sure? Irina says, I already knew. Zataro says that I knew. And Zataro asks how. Irina states that it's the curious boy thing and that it was really obvious. Irina says, yep, but heads up, if you saw pictures of me, that's not me. I don't post photos of myself online. Zataro says, no, I only know your full name and where you live. That is really weird and really creepy. And Irina states that she doesn't believe that hackers did it. Zataro says, it was honestly a really funny way to find you. What do you mean, Zataro? You want to explain more? Zataro says, I can't tell you where, but it was because of a purchase. And Irina says, I always knew, and from that moment I started having trust issues with you and Dragon and all my Portuguese viewers. Zataro says, knew that fucker would snitch, referring to Dragon, because Dragon was mentioned by name in Irina's previous message. And Zataro says, but yeah, basically only me and him, referring to Dragon, no. And then Zataro says, after that, I did too much research, but I haven't shared it with anyone. Basically, I got your first and last name, and then I found everything else by myself. And if it makes you happy, I only started searching because I received that information. And through this entire time, Irina is very upset. Zataro says, it's just me and Dragon who got it. I can guarantee you we didn't give it to anyone. And even that guy we gave the info didn't want to share it. What do you mean? Not only did Zataro and Dragon go out of their way to find the personal information of Irina, but they're giving the information to people. Zataro says, the thing is, I really don't have any second intentions with this stuff. What do you mean? You're handing out Irina's info to people. Never intended to share with anyone or do anything with the information. It was really just curiosity. And if it makes it end better, my friends asked me to find people for them, XD, but it's outside of VTuber or whatever, like people from my university. You are weird and you are creepy, Zataro, and people need to be like aware of this. This guy is weird. This guy is so weird. So they have a little bit more of a conversation about the doxing. And then Zataro says, but anyways, if it makes you feel better, and then provides his full real name and his address. Like I mentioned earlier, the information of a mod being leaked is not the same as a streamer. And then Zataro says, I mean, I regret it, but if somebody told you they had information about censored name of a VTuber I like, wouldn't you want to see it? I felt really bad after knowing it back then, I wouldn't lie, but yeah, upon knowing I could find out your actual name, it got me really curious. Why don't you mind your business? This is just weird behavior. It truly is weird. Like, this is in the same line as like a friend of yours had their sussy photos leaked. Because Ataru is the type of person that would go out of their way to go dig for it to find it. That's weird behavior, man. So then Irina streams and Zataro asks to voice call and Irina says no. Zataro then apologized for this information and for causing trust issues with Irina. And Irina states, knowing that two people that were supposed to protect me, two people I had to trust, literally asked for my personal info. Ever since Dragon told me that a data miner, quote unquote, got my info, I always knew it was a lie and instantly stopped trusting you, but still had to since you were my mods. Zataro says, it wasn't that deep, I swear. We didn't like beg for it long or something like that. This is so gross. Like this whole time Irina is basically stating about how upset she was, and Zataro keeps trying to defend himself by being like, hey, I was curious though, hee hee. Like that is literally his whole defense here. So here's some more screenshots from another mod stating Dragon and Zataro actually both doxed you to me a while back. Well, they told me your real name anyways and the city you live in. I never told you because I figured it would just stress you out to know that another person knew your info, but sorry for not telling you nonetheless. In hindsight, I should have told you, but they convinced me you knew. Irina says, you already have my IP address anyways, but wow, thanks for telling me this. But as my mod, why wouldn't you tell me? So wow, Dragon and Zataro literally went to this mod and was just like, hey man, here's Irina's full name and address. That's 50 shades of fucked up. After this is when I sent the pathetic message of begging them not to hurt my family and blocked everyone involved, and that was during the dawn of October 1st, a few hours after Zataro admitted to everything. A new member joined their server and wanted to DM them to talk about their old VTuber group, and it was actually Dragon's alt. This is what Dragon wrote. I didn't leak any docs. I joked around with insert mod here that your first name was this, but I never showed him your personal info. I understand you were upset that somebody went to look for your personal info, and you're right. What I think is confusing is that 8 months has passed since this happened and 5 months since I personally told you, and you're only now complaining about it. What in the victim blaming is this? Like, oh, it's been a while, so you can't complain about it anymore. Homie, you doxed her. After all, being worried when I went away was because you were paranoid that I'd leak it or something. I'll give you peace of mind now. I haven't thought about you one single time ever since I left, except when I sent you a random Lisbon subway status because I felt like it. But you went out of your way to write this though, so you're clearly still thinking of Irina. I wouldn't even be sending this message if I wasn't getting called at 4 a.m. because of the fear-mongering that you caused out of petty revenge. Hold up, Dragon went out of their way to dox Irina by getting their information from another mod that worked at a PC company. It's not fear-mongering. Dragon and Zataro and allegedly the third person doxed Irina. So it's not fear-mongering because it's a true statement. You doxed them. Not that is exactly what happened. No one cares about you except Zataro. No one will hurt you or R-word you or whatever the F your mind came up with. We have more to do with our fucking lives. Good luck on your next step of your life. Goodbye, Dragon. This is so disgusting. I don't understand how Dragon thinks that doxing is such a minor issue and how they're like, oh yeah, you're just like making it all up in your head. Chill out. That's so fucked up. Being afraid that somebody's gonna come to where you live and hurt you because you were doxxed is a valid fear. I'm a content creator. I've been doxxed multiple times before. And it is a valid fear that happens to content creators. By revealing Irina's information publicly by doxing her, you're basically opening the door and being like, hey man, if anybody wants to hurt Irina, yeah, you can go right here, you know? You're like making an avenue to where this is a possibility. Where before, it was basically a 0% possibility that a random internet person would hurt Irina. Now that her information is circulating online because of you, that possibility is no longer 0. And that's fucked up to do. You're threatening the safety of somebody else, a streamer who wants to have fun and just stream, and she's now really anxious and scared and can't do what she loves anymore because you woke up one day and chose violence and decided to be a piece of shit. Doxing somebody is not a fun, hee-hee-xd quirky thing to do. Like, doxing people in your free time is not fun and quirky. You need better hobbies, truly. Maybe like stepping on Legos should be the next thing you try. I hate the victim blaming here too, when they're like, you're fear-mongering, you're starting this, you're starting that. All of this started because Dragon and Zataro doxed Irina. If Irina was never doxed, Irina wouldn't have to make this doc in the first place, okay? But because you guys doxed her, now she has to go talk about it. And I hate it when people cry wolf and they're like, oh my God, why are you holding me accountable for my shitty actions? Why did you do insert shitty action here? Nobody would hold you accountable if you didn't do anything bad. I'm not a violent person, but Dragon and Zatara makes me violent. After this disgusting victim blaming and guilt tripping message, I graduated on October 14th. At that time, I kept thinking about what went wrong, and I missed streaming a lot but was scared of them. Being scared was probably an overreaction because nothing happened. And on April 13th, I finally gathered up courage and did an unlisted YouTube stream, promoted it through an alt account, and revealed what had happened with the doxing situation. After that stream, Dragon would post 2 tweets, simple gifs with no caption. One of them was on his personal account, and the gift said, "Just when I thought I was out of it, they dragged me back." And the other was his Dragon Box account, and it was a gif of somebody smoking. After the stream, he also went to 4chan to defend himself. As you read his message, you'll find several things that don't align with my version of the story and with the proof I gave above. He's lying through most of it. And he said if anyone goes after him, that he'd leak the docs. It sounds like they don't really understand the fear that doxing can bring on, you know? I don't really have to defend myself from Irina's allegations or anything, but I just got bothered by this again after 1 full year. February 2023, I didn't rope her into anything. She got a CPU because she wanted. May 2023, all I told her is that we knew her email, which by the way has our full name and date of birth on it. Very smart, by the way. Somewhere during summer, I tell her I don't want to mod for her because I don't watch VTubers anymore. August 2023, she blocks me and everything out of nowhere, and soon after she graduates. And apparently all of this is my fault somehow, long after I'm no longer talking with her or interacting in any way. That is so weird. Look, I'm just saying also, if you somehow stumbled across her email and knew it had her full name and date of birth, instead of, I don't know, holding it over her head and telling everyone, if you were genuinely a good person, you would tell her, hey, by the way, you might want to change it because it can reveal personal info, and then just keep that info that you know to the grave. There's been times where people's commission me, people donated to me, they're a VTuber, but I can see their full name in PayPal, right? I don't hold that over their head. I act like I never saw it, and we don't talk about it ever again. Their name will never leave my lips because it's not relevant. I'm never gonna like dox them just because I know it because they donated to me or commission me or something. I introduced Irina to this thread. I shielded for her nuts up under Eisen poster, and I saved her dying fucking career. As I've done to many VTubers, you F word, now eat up. This is the second thing too, but I hate it how people have an entitlement over creators if they had some positive impact on them. What I mean by this is like, okay, if you did happen to make a viral post on 4chan that got your favorite streamer viewers, or you made a viral Reddit post that got your favorite streamer viewers and made them more popular, you still don't get to hold that over their head. That's a very kind thing of you to do, but they didn't ask you to do it. So therefore they don't owe you anything either just because you did it. I'm glad she's back so you effers can stop crying about how she stopped being a VTuber, but ever since she stopped, she's been going around crying to every single person out there that it's all my fault even after I stopped talking to her for half a year, and I couldn't give less of a shit what she's up to. The fact out of the 3, I'm the only one who got my nickname fully said out loud just makes it funnier living rent-free. Well, she did reveal who the other 2 people were, so just don't come after me, or you sure as F will know she's getting doxed. So he's threatening to dox Irina if anybody comes after him to hold him accountable. Stopped talking with her way fucking before she started crying about any of this. She even started crying that I was going to R-word her infant sisters or some shit. I'm sorry you're too blinded by your simp behavior to understand reason. We weren't gonna do anything and we didn't, but she keeps trying to start shit, so you had to make a fucking threat. I don't get what is wrong with this person. Like, she's scared because you doxed her, which is a very scary thing that happens. And then you're like, yeah, so to convince her that I wasn't gonna do anything, I threatened her. Homie, you're certifiably insane. Like, I don't understand this guy's decision making whatsoever. How did you get from point A to this? The dots are not connecting here. Like, we're playing chess and this guy is playing like battleships or something. It's clearly not the same thing. Dude, the information is so fucking old. I have to go actively dig it up. I don't have it on me right now, but it's on mine and Irina's chat logs. Again, I have to make threats because you people already started going to my personal accounts and harassed me over this. Oh my God, this is so funny. Wow. So, you guys, Dragon and Zataro and the third person, Lay, went and doxed Irina, okay, and was harassing her, holding her personal information over her head like a stupid little flag, okay, like a power move. And then now that people turned around and are in your DMs harassing you for being a piece of shit to dox somebody, you can't handle it anymore. Now you're so mad and angry and you come to crying to 4chan because you're so sad. Damn, you really can't take what you dish out, huh? I never had any malice when I told Irina we knew her email. Hell, if I wanted to actually fuck her over, she actively told us multiple times that she went to a manga store in my hometown, and of course we do know where that is. So if I actually wanted to fuck with her, I could have gone there or some shit. I don't get this guy's decision making and like processing in his brain whatsoever. He over and over keeps saying, I never had any ill intent. Here's a threat. I never intended to hurt her by doxing her, so I threatened her to prove it. I never had any malice when I told Irina I knew her full name. So if I wanted to really scare her, I was just gonna go to the local manga shop she loves just to spook her. You're not proving your point by threatening her in the same sentence that you're trying to say you had no ill intent. Again, she's not very smart. She's a college dropout after all. We know a lot about her because she actively told us that I never intended to use anything against her. But if I keep getting attacked over this, I will take action. This is the same type of guy that thinks he's hot shit. This is the same type of guy that thinks he's like a motherfucking genius, God's gift to earth, something, this, that, and the third. Like, even if you were a genius, you're not using your genius for good reasons because you're using it to dox people. If you truly were this smart and this educated, you would do something better with your time and information than harass a poor streamer that's just trying to like mind her business. Hello, Mr. Parasocial. I wasn't her friend. I was simply there to help her run things and it got boring pretty fast. I don't even fucking remember the name of the guy that actually got her dogs. That's how long ago this whole shitstorm was. I'm even only bothering to post here because I know she's gonna show up and have a meltdown over it and then fucking quit again and leave me the fuck alone for another year. Amen. Dude, this guy is thinking so much about this. Like, Irina is living rent-free in this guy's head. Actually, he's predatory. No, he's actually obsessed with her. It's crazy, but he likes to act like he doesn't. He's like, oh my God, like, I'm so cool and so smart. And like, I never even thought about her until she brought it up. Like, she wouldn't have to think about being doxxed if you didn't dox her, by the way. Like, again, let's not forget that you started this. Irina states, that's all the proof I have. After gathering it, I had a panic attack and deleted every single message I've ever sent on the Irina Kumai Discord account due to finding out a friend screenshotted my venting messages and sent them to others, mocking me behind my back, but that's unrelated to this. Some viewers I used to chat with can confirm this. So they deleted all their DMs. Again, as you can see, his posts on 4chan contradict the proof I have. I will address this on my letter to the doxers below. And again, please do not harass them, just ban them from your communities and block them. But Irina wrote a letter to her doxers. Hello. Dear Dragon, Zataro, and Larisol, I will never forgive you for what you did. You may try to twist it however you want, and even if I did some things I regret, like pretending nothing happened and sending that pathetic message, you are in the wrong here. You abused my trust and went out of your way to gather and share my personal information. I want to believe that at the start, you didn't mean it maliciously, and you were just stupid and curious. However, that does not justify your actions. I also want to believe that you only shared it with each other and didn't leak it to anybody else as promised, but I can't trust you anymore. You've caused me to be scared for over a year, and it doesn't matter if nothing happened. What matters is that you hurt me and doubled down on that instead of recognizing your mistake. I'm not doing this for fear-mongering or petty revenge. I don't know any of you. I don't know what you're capable of, and the fact that some of you and your friends live pretty close to me scares me even more. To Larisol, I'm not sure if it was you, but given that you yourself told me that out of your friends, you were the only one working for that store, I think it's correct to assume it was you. I know what you did to other VTubers, and you told me exactly where you work. If you don't want me to get you fired, then make your friends behave and not retaliate against this document. Also, get your real name out of your public Steam account. Dragon keeps talking about how I'm dumb to include the date of my birth in my email, but you have your name for everyone to see. To Zataro, thank you for always being kind to me, or at least pretending to, but I do not trust you anymore. First, you told me that looking for people's information was a funny game to you. Then you joked with me about guessing my university course. Then when we argued, you told me how funny it was to find my information like that. Then you suddenly switched up and said you always felt bad about it. You are a liar, but I think most of it has to do with the influence these people have on you. An honest advice, stop hanging out with them. You're too young to be in the kind of trouble you're about to be in. And finally, to Dragon, you are a manipulator and a liar. You will probably try to damage control in your server and spin lies. I wouldn't be so angry at you if you hadn't sent that petty message through your alt. I asked you guys to not contact me anymore because I was uncomfortable and you still did. I was willing to let this go. If only you hadn't been so petty and doubled down or made those 4chan posts, you wouldn't have ruined everything. Your friends should thank you, really. I'm only writing this because of you. Rent-free, huh? You lied on your 4chan post and you know that. You made it sound like you're such a kind soul who warned me about my docs. You lied and said somebody else did it instead of admitting it was you guys. You didn't tell me that you knew my email. You sent me a picture with my full name, home address, and email and then deleted it. I didn't block you in August. You blocked me after leaving, like I showed in the screenshots, but apparently that was a misunderstanding. I only blocked you after arguing with Zataro about everything. You know that very well. No, this is not, quote, all your fault. End quote. The reason I'm focusing on you is because of the petty things you have said. You lied about not having contact with Larisol, and just one look at your Twitter post will tell me that. You lied about people harassing you. You literally had no likes or no replies to anything. Oh! Dead. Dead. I fully said your nickname, quote unquote, on my unlisted stream because Dragon is such an edgy and common name that they never find you by just that alone. Is Dragon upset that Irina called him out by his full username, the Dragon Master, but he doxed Irina's full name? I don't get it. Wait, so you're mad that she referred to you by your nickname, your online persona nickname, when you dox her full name, address, and email? Question mark? That's not the same. Dragon is truly a wuss that can't handle anything that's dished out. Truly. He can't take what he dishes. He doxed her full name, address, and info. But because, a little VTuber said my username in a little stream, I'm so scared. You wuss. Also, you didn't introduce me to anything. I knew about it long before you ever met me, and so did they. And your contributions to my channel didn't, quote, save it, unquote. The 4chan stream did. The Smasher Pass did. Gaki Live did. My new model did. My comeback did. And this is in reference to Dragon stating that his little 4chan post saved Irina's dying career, quote unquote. That's what he referred to it as. Also, if you really have better things to do with your fucking life, why all this? Why beg for my information and threaten me? You lying, sorry excuse for a man. He's not even a man, you're a boy. Don't you dare ever leak anything about me. I know much more than you think. Open up when a mailman knocks on your door, okay? A document signed by a lawyer should be arriving soon. If at any point I ever see just a hint of my information online, yeah, sue the hell out of these guys. I will assume it was you and proceed with a lawsuit. Don't try anything because I really won't rest until you either pay me thousands as compensation or go to jail. The jail time for doxing isn't that long, so you'll be fine with that, right? With love, Irina Kumai. Thank you for reading until this point. I didn't want to involve my character Irina in drama, and I promise this is the last time I'll speak of something like this. Thank you so much for all the support. Yeah, I'm voting for Irina. Sue the hell out of these guys. I hope they pay you a fuck ton of money. Literally, sue them for every cent they're worth. And send them to jail. Take it all.